Here we are, another Friday Night Live, May 10th, 2024. And It's more interesting every day. We are in very, very interesting times. And most people, most of us out there are oblivious of what really is going on. And how do we know that? Well, we've seen it with the last few years of what happened with the lockdowns, etc. And it's very clear that mankind is placed in a box. Hey, Marco, placed in a box. And they can't see outside the box. Box is closing in. The walls are moving in. And all we need to do is open the door and walk out of the box. But the box is in the mind. And Here we are. Gloria. We have so much going on. It's just crazy times. But, on this path for 34 plus years now, and you kind of see same things over and over. And as I've explained before, it just seems to be getting worse. And it doesn't really seem to be. It actually is getting worse with the whole psyche of mankind. When you have people that will refuse to spend money, for example, on some herbs for their health, absolutely refuse it. They'd rather die. And how do we know that? Because it's happened. I've seen it happen too many times to count. People would rather die, and then they won't spend the money for their health, but they'll spend money on things that we don't need, we don't want, and we can't use really. It's just frivolous things. No problem to spend the money, but spend money on the health. I have to think about it and think about it. It's just very interesting. I was wired backwards. I went into debt, spend money to get myself better, and never looked back. But it's the other thing is that the whole way the system's created in this country anyway. You walk into a doctor or a hospital and you don't pull any money out of your pocket to pay for it in that moment. You're paying for it 10 times over in other forms of ways, right? Endless amounts of taxes and so on and so forth. We're paying for it, but we don't pull it out of our pocket like we do for herbs or, whatever else we need. Any other services, as far as I'm concerned, um, we should have a choice, not a one system dictatorship that you have to use this system if you want it free. And you have to pay for it anyway. It's not free. We should be able to get herbs paid for if, go and visit to a doctor, you want to go to acupuncture, it should be paid for. It shouldn't be any difference. But no, once you understand the whole way the system's run and who controls it and so on and so forth, and how it was created initially, the whole pharma cartel, then you start getting a clear picture of what's really going on. It's diabolism. if there's such a word. There was in the US, I believe there was uh, I don't know, it was in the 70s, they changed the laws before a certain time. You weren't able to make a profit on anything medical. And then they changed the laws and profits came into play. And you see what happened in the US with the prices of Medicare and all that stuff, medical stuff. People lose their houses all the time, paying for their hospital bills. In Canada, we don't have it that way, but it also is that double-edged sword. People feel like they don't have, and in a lot of cases, people just don't have the money to um, spend on themselves. But it's not all the time, because when you see somebody spending, buying a new car and they don't have money to buy herbs, then you have to say, okay. And then they drop dead. So it's sad, but this is where we're at. The whole program has been infiltrated in all of us very, very deep. Even those of us that can see what's going on, it still affects us because it's been programmed, prior to being born and continual. We're being bombarded with these programs subliminally in every which way, in every direction. We're continuously being bombarded, and these programs are the only purpose is to divide, conquer, destroy, kill, injure, and make us sick, and whatever else you can think about. They don't provide any benefit whatsoever, these programs. So we have free will. God gave us free will, but when we're being programmed, is that free will? You can only ask yourself and answer that question. It's not free will anymore. We're being programmed and we're running off these programs. Free will's gone out the window. So there we go. In the master fasting realm, we can see through this stuff. When you're living a fasting lifestyle of less is more, through the art of subtraction is what we call it. You start able to see things. You're able to see things. And you ask yourself, why didn't I see that before? It's right here in front of my eyes. Answers are always in plain sight, always. And we have to be willing to be open. We have to be willing to continue learning. And if we're not, it's going to be very difficult to see anything. But that vision that's given to us is available for everybody. Fasting will open up these doors for us. We'll be able to open up that box, throw the door right off the box, and walk out. And then there's a bigger box, the one that we create ourselves, the box through our programming. And there's a really, really big box that they create to keep us more entrapped, governments. Are they our friends? I'm knocking at your door. I'm from the government. I'm here to help you. Sure. You just think about the evil that we've seen happen in the last few years. and how many people have just dropped dead and continuously dropping dead from what's happened. That evil can only be functioning with many, many, many minions doing the work for these evil decision makers. So how do we get around all this stuff? Well, fasting lifestyle will help you see and help you be able to divert to some degree until they want to completely obliterate and slaughter us like they're doing overseas for the last 7 months. It's been happening at throughout history at different times, but we never, well, we don't really know. They could have had the technologies of cell phones, millions of years ago, thousands of years ago, hundreds of thousands. We don't know. There's evidence of stuff like that, but now, we have a view from the ground floor from many, many, many hundreds of thousands of millions of people of what's going on. And it's very sad times, very sad. Do we see an end in sight? Doesn't look like it because there's too many people supporting the evildoers, the evil decision makers. So if we want to see the change, we have to be the change. We have to watch where we spend our money, right? We have to be careful how we spend our money. We're forced to pay taxes in every direction. Everything you purchase is taxed to oblivion. They take it from people's paychecks, tax the gasoline. They're taxing with carbon now, which is basically taxing air because we're carbon-based beings and we breathe out carbon. That's we joked about that growing up. One day they'll tax the air. Well, they've done it. They're taxing the air with carbon because air has carbon in it. It's a very, very small fraction of a percent. It's like 0.04% or something like that. That's it. That's all the carbon that's in the atmosphere. And they're making a big deal out of it. And the element of carbon is 666. Six. Look it up. I made a post about that a while ago. Why would they pick that element? It's interesting, isn't it? Answers are always in plain sight. Why, pal? Chino, like your sweatshirt, very Italian. Mob buys, no, it's not Italian. Not this one. I think the other one's probably made in China anyway. Everything's made in China. Mob vibes. Now I just got some work clothes on and doing some work. Was supposed to do some work today, but the weather wasn't great. So I never ended up working outside. Yeah. You still in China, my friend? 666. 3 times 6 is 18, and 1 + 8 is 9, divine 9. But the adversary took it upon himself to make that number his. Doesn't own anything. Everything comes from the creator and divine creator. So we don't own anything. We're just here on borrowed time. We're here as um, what do you call it? Servants and caretakers of each other and the planet. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Ah, you're still in China. I guess you like it there. So yeah, we're supposed to be the caretakers of this planet. And we've done everything but that. We raped and pillaged the whole planet thousands of times over. There's not a section of the planet Earth that has not been touched by mankind's diabolical actions. You know, pollution, you can find it everywhere. You can probably find cigarette butts on every part of the planet and everything else. It's it's crazy when you think about these things, but in the most remote places you can find cigarette butts. Wow. That's the how advanced mankind has become. Microplastics throughout the ocean, which planet is mostly water, right? It's at least 70% water, the planet. It's all covered in microplastics, the whole planet, the whole, the whole ocean. How long is that going to take to break down? It'll happen. If mankind was obliterated from the planet, the planet would bring balance back 100%. No problem. Because it's programmed to move in the direction of balance. And so are we and every other living species. But because of our free will, we choose, masses of us choose not to be in peace, balance, and correct conduct. And that's why we are in the situation we're in. The mobsters, they're an interesting breed, that's for sure. They're a lot of diabolical stuff they've done. But I'd trust the mobster over any government. You don't bother people, the normal people, if for the most part. But anyway, it's all diabolical. Anything done by force against their will. Excuse me, is not in line with peace, balance, correct conduct. Gino could come to China. Let's go to for a glass of wine in China. See how far gone we are. As you know, you can't tell adults what to do. You take care of yourself, and for your own enlightenment is the best thing you can do for the rest of humanity too. I'm not sure what you mean by we have to see in China how far gone. Do you mean of the industry and stuff and what they've done and manufacturing and how they polluted the oblivion out of the place? I've seen all kinds of stuff from there and everywhere else. It's we can only we can only focus on ourselves, make the change. like you convey message to people who you're giving information to so they can help themselves, empower themselves with health. You can't do it for them. You can't force anybody. You can't convince anybody. You can give information. We take it. We take the information in, and we do the with what we want with that information. You know, this is. And I look back 34 plus years. I I saw myself. I see myself taking in the information, you know, from different parts for a few times, and then I was hooked. I need more and more and more and more. And this is where we are now. 9 years of massive fasting on social media of all places. Social media is a double-edged sword. You can use it for evil, you can use it for good, just like anything else, right? It's just a knife that you can use it to eat or you can use it to kill. Your choice, your free will. Anytime we interfere with somebody else's free will, property, that's a problem. It's a no-no to interfere with anybody else's property, free will. Anyway, I've been blabbing for 20 minutes. If anybody's got any questions, now's a great time. That's why we're here. This is the realm of MFS, massive fasting. It's pretty difficult with what's going on for us. Most people are oblivious to what's going on, and many more don't want to know what's going on. It's, people being slaughtered, innocent people. Right in front of our eyes, and it's happening in different parts of the world, but nothing like we've seen now. Places turned to rubble. There's nothing left. The only thing we can suggest is live it, love it. Choose one of the master fast levels. You know, we suggest most people start on 2 and go up to 3 to 5. Continue your dry fasting cycles, your daily, weekly, monthly, season change. One's coming up soon, next month, 1 month away, our season change. And away we go. Yona, how you doing? Long time, yeah. I still use your tinctures. They are the best. Thank you so much, Yona. That's what we really went way over our heads to make the best. And it's getting harder and harder to deal with these things. They're trying to shut down everything. I'm on liquids now, no solid food, but mass fast is too much for me right now. I am in the challenging times. Yeah, we're all in challenging times. Yeah, it's been very, very challenging for myself for the last several years. It's been very challenging. And it's continuing. The challenges are continuing, you know, it's with the lockdowns and taking care of my mother and everything else. It was a big, huge, life-changing experience. And we're still here, we're still going. Um, choose one of the levels. That's what we suggest. A couple days a week, you know. The herbs are our best highly elevated friends. Thank God for the herbs. Um, they're something that most people don't really understand how beautiful and how wonderful they are. I'm glad that you're one that has seen that and the quality that we produce. We don't put our money in fancy labels or any of that stuff. We're not spending any money on that stuff because with all the price increases or not, we still haven't increased the prices. It's just we're just we're just providing a service for a few people. It's getting tougher and tougher. How long we're going to be able to keep going? I don't know because they're trying to shut down the whole natural health industry in Canada. Um, if that happens, then we're all on our own to make our own tinctures. We'll have to go harvest our own herbs and stuff like that. But, we've been warning people to stock up on these because these tinctures don't, they only get better with age. MFS tinctures only get better with age. So you can stock up and stock up and stock up, you know, and so you have them stored in the times that you need them, which what we recommend in the realm of MFS is use them prudently in fasting times, right? Or in hybrid times, we're doing the fasting windows every day, but you know, use them for that. If you're just eating every day and taking herbs, you can, but what you know, you're gonna have to keep changing formulas because your body gets used to them, and you're not gonna get the biggest bang for your buck. You're gonna come to a plateau taking herbs every day while you're eating, right? We know that. Massive fasting, there's no plateau. You can use the same herbs over and over and over again. The body, the herbs keep working beautifully. But you know, I was what was it last call? I was asking people, or like 2 calls ago, I was asking people if they were interested in the colon tea, a wonderful colon tea for when you're eating. It just for strengthening the bowels and no laxatives. And you know, if 108 people would commit, we would make it. But we only have like 7 people, I think, that said yes. So it ain't going to happen. But if you're local in the area, you can call us and pick it up because we have small amounts for anybody local to make it on a scale to be able to send it out. It's not financially feasible without people committing to purchase. You're just not going to put any more money out. It's things are very tight, and prices of everything have skyrocketed. So it's as you know, we don't do any marketing, zero marketing. This is what we do, just live calls here. How many people you see on these calls? There's our marketing. It's all by word of mouth, pretty much. What's in the Facebook group and what's on the live calls. That's it. But yeah, so Iona, yeah, you had some pretty remarkable transformations yourself, as from what I remember. So many people, you know, there's a few of you that you shared. I remember the ones who didn't share much, you know, maybe one post is very difficult to remember all that. But you know, sometimes I'll go through some of the old videos and wow, 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 wow. There's just so many of them and old posts and stuff. It's just wonderful to see. But yeah, it's great times. hopefully we get this shift, the much needed shift in the planet, the psyche of mankind, the shift back into divine creator, peace, balance, correct conduct. I hope we get that. I hope we get to see it in our life. Um, it's, it's sad what we've been witnessing the last few years, but that's what's here. Everything happens exactly the way it's supposed to happen, or it wouldn't happen, right? So there's a lot of lessons that we as mankind need to learn, or it wouldn't happen this way. But it has, and it is happening. So a lot of people don't want to talk about it. Negative, negative. You can put your head in the sand and just enjoy your life, as people say, and forget about everything else until it hits home. And then you'll be in shock when it hits home. As I said, life happens. It was a big shock in the last several years, very high stress, very challenging times. As we say, emotion is seed of all. Emotion is seed of all. Why do we say that? Because it's all in the fields, as we keep saying, it's all in the fields. It's the matter stuff is minuscule. It's the material stuff, I've shared story last call about the orphan experiment they did, horrific that they would do anything like that. So such a beautiful analogy, story, and reality, because they did do the experiment. It's so powerful. Well, we've been talking about in the realm of MFS. It's all in the field. It's nothing to do with matter, and everybody's focusing on matter, 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 diet, nutrition, carbs, vitamins, minerals. And we've been lied to, that's for sure. MFS, when we smash the belief systems of many people and continue to smash with people who want to put themselves within this information. They had orphans, split them in half. Half the orphans got the best nutritious food, but zero love, zero affection, zero attention. The other half got the poorest quality nutritious foods. They had all the loving and all the hugs and the kisses and all the attention. Guess what happened? It's a no-brainer. It's all in the fields. If you understand it's all in the fields, you know exactly what happened. The ones with the poor nutrition and had all the hugs and the loves and everything about the fields, they came out way on top. No sickness, no disease. And the other ones got all sick and diseases. Horrific, horrific experiment they would do. But they did it because that's mankind. They need to have a scientific experiment, right? To prove things. What do you got to prove? Common sense. You don't need to prove common sense. But common sense and logic is long gone. Long gone. Common sense and logic. The 5 blue zones. It's on the same principles. It's all in the fields. It's not what people think it's the diets. There's 4 that are vegan, sorry, 4 that are not vegan, and only 1 of the blue zones is vegan. The one in California, somewhere in California. All the other 4 are not vegan. And they have the most centurions in the world, on the planet. And the number 1 thing is the belief in God. They all have a strong belief in the divine creator. And number 2 is they have very strong family ties. purpose in life. And that's all you need to know. The diets we know, they eat local, fresh fruits and vegetables as their staple. They don't overeat, right? They do, the four of them, they do consume flesh and dairy, but staple is the fruits and vegetables grown, locally, but mostly by themselves. And it's a no-brainer, no-brainer. And the one in the blue zone that's in Sicily, part of Italy, has the equal amount of men centurions as women. No other place on the planet have that. Everywhere else, it's the women who live longer. The women live longer, but in Sardinia, they have equal male centurions as they do women. And they're mostly the sheep farmers, sheep herders that and they're all over 100 years old, and they're reading without glasses. Their mind is still all there, sharp. They're not centurions in wheelchairs that we see in other parts of the world. They're being kept alive, but they're not living. They're just kept alive. Cesspools of all pharmaceuticals and whatever. You don't see many of them, but Barbara, do you know people know life is hard and messed up, and we come to you for hope, healing love, and healing intelligence? Thank you. This is all in the fields, Barbara. We're talking about it all the time. It's all in the fields. There's so much crap around us. We need to focus on the fields. We need to connect with our heart. We need to connect with our families and friends' hearts. That's where it's all about. We need to join forces. We need to have purpose in life. We need to be there for each other. We need to, anytime somebody needs somebody, I have a friend who's in the hospital today. He went to the hospital. Said, if you need anything, give me a call. This is what you not got to do. I've been trying to help him, known him most of my whole life, probably well over 40 years I've known. But they don't have the program is taken over. The program is taken over. The subconscious program is taken over. And you walk into what's freebie, what they believe is free. It's not free, but that's what they believe. And sad. Sad. Went to a wake last, was it Friday? All around us, people dropping all around. Iona moved to Florida. Oh yeah, a lot of changes since my 108 days. I'm sending my clients to you for herbs. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Much love and blessing. Awesome, Iona. If people want quality, they know where to get them. As long as we're here, we can't send to Europe anymore. It sucks. It really sucks. The European Union, sorry, only European Union countries. We can send to Switzerland, UK, and what other countries that are not dry countries, meaning no alcohol allowed. Can't send to those countries. We never could. But there was a way that people have gotten them into Dubai through a different avenue. Um, yeah, it's awesome. Um, Tough times. We uh, we need to have hopium, and we call hopium. We need to stay connected with our family and friends. We need to help our family and friends. We need to have laughter in our lives. It's very difficult with what's going on, but we need that. We need that. Although, it's just tears us apart out in the fields, as we say. Will tear us apart if we don't have that love, touch, and connection with other people. The purpose of life vanishes, and then all the excuses come out to why we can't heal ourselves and why we can't do the things we need to do to heal ourselves. So we have, in this realm, we know the all that is bull crap because everything's possible, right? We know it's all bull crap because we've seen it so many times. People miraculously turning themselves around with all the different names you can come up with that the pharmaceuticals industry came up with. We've seen it over and over and over again. Only the body can heal. So sorry, only the body can feed, hydrate, purge, build, balance, and heal itself through the soul from source. That's all we need to remember that. If we remember that sentence, it's that that's a fact. Whether you believe it or not doesn't matter. For me, it's a fact. And we've seen this fact play out with many, 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 many people, and beautifully. The 108-day time, we were doing 108 days, it's wonderful time, dramatic for people, and that's what people were after. So now that we don't support the 108 days, and I'm fine by that, because we didn't like what we've seen with some people after the 108 days. This is a lifestyle. We said it from day one. Day one, first time I put a video out. It's a lifestyle. MFS is a lifestyle. First video never had the name MFS, but it's a lifestyle. This is a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. We need to embrace it. We need to love it. We need to live it and love it, as we say. The art of subtraction is where we'll find all our answers, because in that purging is how we build our field strength, right? What do you get out of a vortex? The negative force. Subtraction. Simple, 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 simple. So may the divine force be with everyone. May we send the plasma love always flowing. May we send it to all of you and all over the planet, to all those in deep need of it. And especially to the psychopath war pig killers, we need to penetrate those hearts, those stone cold hearts, to get some movement in that heart, that they can start seeing what they're doing is wrong. Yes, there's right and wrong. My goodness. When no right and wrong. Yes, we hope. 3 days ago, I got a call from a lady telling me I'm the father of her 6-month-old daughter. Wow. Keeps the things in perspective. At the end of the day, they keep printing the money. Focus on the important things. Oh yeah, money, no problem. They just keep printing it. It's not about money, right? They can print as much as they want. It's about control and power over the masses. Don't let them, don't let them just say no. No, I don't consent. I don't consent to your diabolicism. No, no, no. They kill you. They kill you. We don't consent to that. Love, happiness, laughter is revolutionary act. Yes, laughter. Barbara, you're always smiling. Laughter, laughter, laughter. There's many people who've healed themselves with laughter. just laughing their head off. They heal themselves. If we don't have laughter, we're doomed. We need to be happy. Healthy and happy go hand in hand. So, with that said, if there's any last questions, we'll call it a day. We have a few people on here, I think. It's hard to see with these things. So, thank you so much. See you back on the page. Wednesday, Facebook Live, I think I'm available. And ciao. Blessings to all. Get your herb orders in before they disappear. We hope and forecast that we'll have abundance of herbs forever. That's what my vision is, but it's not what everybody's vision is. Ciao.